is, but he says this. Here is his quote. That most guys don't have the courage to do what he did. He said he's going to end up getting traded. I don't think this is youth and ignorance. It's a guy who handled the situation exactly like he was supposed to. Went to Dan Gilbert privately and told him he thought he would be happier somewhere else. The worst thing this guy could have done is pretend to be all in and sink the ship from within. Now, LeBron has his own take. You want to help me through this one? Never let another ride your wave. The reference is... Right.
Migos.
No, I got it.
You got it? I want to make sure.
Did you say Skeet? Not the guy from...
Skirt.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the guy from the Starters.
No, not him.
All right. We'll talk Springsteen another time. In the meantime, though, let's talk about this because when you consider this situation with Kyrie, we've talked about whether or not you can mend it. How much worse is this getting through social media when you see some of the tweets and some of the things that have gone on?
That may be the hardest part in today's NBA because now when things get out in the open, people have a chance to poke at it and kind of perceive it how they want to. But I think David Griffin hit it right on the head. How many times have we seen players unhappy go straight to the media or straight to social media and say they want to get traded? He and his agent went behind closed door, went to the owner and said, this is how we feel. So you ask yourself, how does stuff like that leak out when Kyrie did it the right way? Now, do I agree with his feelings? I would say no, because why would you want to leave the best player on the planet that just helped you get to 3 straight finals? And let's face it, the first time you went, if you don't hurt your knee, maybe you have 2 rings instead of 1. So that's why I'm saying, people, why would you want to leave? I understand you're a little bit older, you're a little bit mature, and you think you can have your own team, but you want to leave?
Look, you know my deal. If it gets him to New York,
well, now
I'm going with it.
You must be a nut.
I'm going with it. If it gets him to New York. We get a chance to welcome in one of the greats, our own Sir Charles Barkley from an undisclosed location. And Chuck, the tweet read, never let another ride your wave, so we see more shots taken. What's your take on the whole scenario with Kyrie Irving and LeBron?
You know, the NBA has gotten so silly. We have to decipher tweets now. It's gotten to it's the silly season. We read everything into every tweet. It's gotten silly. But let me just say this. I don't understand the Kyrie situation. Like, this generation of players, you want to be on a good team. You want to play with other great players. This notion where you want to be the man, I just think it's so stupid. Like, if I got a chance to play with another great player, I want to do that. I mean, the objective is to win. When you're on a bad team, when he was on a bad team and he was the man, I guarantee you that wasn't a lot of fun for him. And now you want to lead the best player in the world, and listen, I hear all this stuff about LeBron cast a big shadow. He should cast a big shadow. I'm pretty sure everybody that played with Michael Jordan or Larry Bird or Shaq, Dennis Scott, you can answer that. When you play with Shaq, it's a big thing. Like I say, I just don't understand why these guys, if you get a chance to play with great players, that's half the battle.
And I agree with you, Charles, with the Shaq part, too. Obviously, I lived through that, and playing with great players, it makes things so much easier for you. Do you think Kyrie's in the point in his career where maybe his ego's taking over a little bit? He's Olympic champion, he's all-star. He feels he's ready to kind of be the man? Or to your point, should he relax and ride the quote-unquote coattails of LeBron James?
Well, if you think about it, D. Scott, we don't know what's going to happen with LeBron after this year. So if he just stayed in Cleveland, he could be the man in another year if LeBron decides to leave. If that's one scenario. But I just don't understand why great players, Pat Riley had a great phrase. He called it voluntary cooperation. I'm pretty sure Magic could have scored more points. I'm pretty sure Kareem and Worth and all those guys could have scored more points. But I guarantee you they probably happy they won all those championships together and they sacrificed a little bit of themselves. But, man, this new generation, man, it's not a lot of fun watching the NBA now and the way things are going. And I'm not one of them old, bitter guys. Like, you want to play with great players. You want to share the glory. You want to win. Because, man, if you don't, right now, there's only 2 or 3, 4 maybe legitimate teams in the NBA. And if you're not on one of those 4 or 5 teams, you really just wasting your time for like 7 months. So I don't understand why you wouldn't want to play with LeBron. Listen, I want to play with LeBron now.
We'll have more coming.